and welcome to Budgeting with Intention. This channel is all about following myself and my partner as we learn about budgeting and start being more intentional with our money so that we can start paying down our debt, saving some sinking funds, and plan for our future. If this sounds interesting to you, feel free to like and subscribe. As always, leave encouraging comments below. And if you have a channel, leave your channel name below, and I will definitely support you on your journey. Thanks for watching. So today's video is our 2-week budget. I'm not even sure what to say. You can probably tell from the title that we don't have enough money coming in to cover what's going out in the next 2 weeks. So it's a cycle that we seem to have gotten ourselves into. It's not the first time this has happened. It started in 2020, not long after lockdown. My partner and I were both affected by the events that were happening in the world that year. Both of our jobs, we both lost our jobs temporarily because there was just no work available and everything was shut down. So those first couple months, we had to pay our bills still, and we took money from our line of credit to cover what we didn't have available coming in from our regular jobs. And then, we just kept doing that. We are both working again now, thankfully. His job is pretty much back up to where it was before the lockdown. My job still hasn't quite returned to normal. I'm getting consistent hours every week, but not as many as I had before. That may or may not change. It is not. It's not something that my manager or my supervisor is able to predict or promise right now. So we are just working with what we have coming in now, and we're going to try to get out of the mentality that this is just temporary, and that this is our new normal, and make a plan from where we're at right now and not keep thinking that things are gonna get back to where they were, because they may not, and we have to accept that reality. So long rambling intro explanation, but I'm sure that we're not the only ones that are in this situation. Excuse me. Here we go. Here's the budget. So we are paid bi-weekly. Both my partner and I get paid on the same day every other week. And it happens to be April 21st this week on Thursday. We also get paid the child benefit this week. So all of those together are a whopping $1,831. So that's what we've got coming in for the next 2 weeks. We submitted our taxes last week and haven't gotten the return yet. We will be getting about $4,000 back. So, hopefully that comes in before the end of the month. And we can use that money to cover the deficits that show up in this budget. Otherwise, we will have to make adjustments somewhere or take money from the line of credit again. We will have to cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm just going to put a question mark here for now because, we don't know when this is going to come in. It should come in before the 1st, based on the 7 to 10 business days that they promised that it would be in our accounts. But you can't plan with money that you don't actually have. So we're just going to put a question mark there and move on until we get the money in our account. So I hope that made sense. Card payment is going to be $170. Our mobile phones are $140. Electricity, it changes every time. but it's usually around 150 every 2 months. We pay our electricity and water bill every other month, and it's usually around 150 for each of them. So that's what we've budgeted here. We should be getting our bill for that any day now, so hopefully it's not too far from that. Excuse me. Childcare is $375. And then speech therapy we've got coming up this week, and that is $55. And then May rent is $11.50. This pay period falls into the first part of May as well, so we'll have to cover our May rent with this pay period because we don't have anything saved ahead right now, which we're hoping to change in the future, of course, but for right now we're kind of got ourselves into a pickle with a line of credit and draining our savings and all of that stuff, but we're learning and we're moving on. So $50, do I have, no, it's $25, sorry, excuse me. My brain is not working this morning. Neither is my whiteout, apparently. Okay, so we're going to do $25 for each of these. This is an RESP that we have for our son. It's an education fund for non-Canadians. It's just a registered education savings plan that the government will match your contributions up to a certain point. So we put $25 in every paycheck that comes off automatically. It's set up through work. So I just like to add it here just so that I can see it and know that there's money going into it. And then we also have a tax-free savings account through the government, which is also a registered account. We don't have, my partner does not have a retirement savings plan at his work, and I do, but it's a very small one because my work hours are so low right now and I haven't worked there for very many years. So we just thought it would be nice to have something going somewhere, even if it's a tiny $25 per paycheck. At least it's something. So this, although it's not a registered retirement plan, it is intended to be used for the future, not as just to take out money when we need it. Okay. So you can probably see, based on these numbers already, that this is not going to cover what we need. So let's just get into the nitty-gritty and see what we're actually working with here. So 170, 40, 50, 375, 55, 1150. So already we are in the negative. So 1831 take away 2190 equals negative 359, and then take away this 50 down here. So now, let me add that first. Negative 409. And then we haven't filled up the car, filled up our bellies, or done any other spending yet this pay period. So we have to allot money for that as well. So gas, we are completely empty. I don't know if you've seen our last video, but we did not allot very much for gas during the last period. So we need gas. We're gonna probably use around $80 in the next 2 weeks, assuming that gas prices stay around what they are now. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen with those, but we'll budget for 80. Groceries, again, our last couple weeks have been pretty low spending weeks for groceries, so we do need to have a little bit of a bigger spend this time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much to put. I'm gonna guess $75 a week. That's $150 total. I'm thinking we can get by on that. We do have some food, some leftovers in the freezer that we can pull out, and our pantry is not completely depleted, but we do need a lot of the basics that we've gone through. Personal spending, I'm going to allot 20. That's $5 for each of us for the next 2 weeks. I think $5 a week per person is, of course it would be nice to have more, but I think that's enough to at least feel like we have something if we want to go out and meet somebody for coffee or pick up something small to eat or something. And then just trying to calculate in my head, I know that my son is almost out of pull-ups, so we're going to need a box of pull-ups for him. And then it's allergy season, of course, right now in the spring. So we don't have any allergy medication, so I'm going to have to pick up some of that. So that's probably going to be, I'm going to say $50 for pull-ups and allergies, and then there might be a couple dollars left over just in case we need it somewhere else. So that added up 80 plus 150, 50, so that's 300. And then so that puts us at negative 709. So negative $700 is what we're looking at right now. I haven't done any freelance work lately, so I don't have any extra money coming in. I did look around the house and found a couple of things that we could sell, so we'll be putting some stuff up on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji probably this weekend, but there's no guarantee on if those are going to sell or not, so I'm not going to include those here until I know for sure. And then of course this tax return, if we get that back, then we're fine. But it's kind of, until that comes, it's kind of don't know what to do. So that's where we're at. Yeah, it's kind of depressing to look at this and see that what we're bringing in is not covering what we need to survive. Like, we're not putting any money down in sinking funds. We're not paying off any extra debt. It is just surviving at this point. And we're still like $700 in the negative. That's not a small number. Yeah, so we need to change something. And we have kind of gone over our spending in the past couple weeks, and made a list of all the places that we can save money, which is this. We called a couple of our utilities just to see if there was anything we can change there, and we were able to find a couple things. And then of course we found some so I don't know what to call them, non-essentials, I guess, that we can cut. And then we also have been eating out less and really watching our grocery bill. So altogether, this is what we've come up with so far. When I called our internet and phone provider, they were able to offer us a different deal than we had currently. We were able to downgrade on some things, and they put us in at a student rate for the first year. So next year it will go up a little bit, but for the next 12 months we're at this. Yeah, the guy was really sweet. He was like, "Oh, no problem, I'll put you in as students." And yeah, I don't know. So I did take an online course this year. That's not a lie. Like, I really was a student. I just wasn't a student at a university or a college, but he said that was fine. So if you have taken any online courses this year, just check with your providers to see if they accept that as a student and see if there's any student rates. I didn't know that that was possible, so I was pretty surprised. And that saves us like, I think that's $80 if I'm doing my math right. 235, 86. Did I do that right? I don't know. Let me try that again. 235. Oh my gosh. Take away 149. $85. Like, that's pretty good. So we're saving $85 there. And then for OnStar, I just did the same thing. I called them and just talked to them to see if they had a lower option for us. And so we took off some of the extras that we weren't using anyway. Like, we don't need our car to be a hotspot or get internet or any of that stuff. So we just have the basic OnStar package. And we're saving, I don't know how much that is, 45, 34, 49. Yeah, $11. That's pretty good. And then speech therapy for my son, we were going every single week, and it costs $55 a session. We do have insurance, like a quite nice insurance package through work, but it only covers up to a certain dollar amount, and we have already exceeded that for this year, where he is going every week. So we talked to our therapist, and she put together this program that we can do at home with him, and then she just will check in every other week, and we get to do that online, and it's a little bit, it helps us out. It takes, it cuts the cost in half, because we're going from 4 times a month down to 2 times a month. So it was very nice that she was able to do that for us. Yeah, and I mean, eventually he'll be able to cut down to once a month and then not at all, but right now he still needs a lot of support in that area, so I don't want to just cut that off altogether. Let's see, what else? Co-working membership. I work from home, but sometimes it's just nice to be with other people, so I do have a membership at a co-working place. It is $33.93 a month. I paid per quarter, so I have this membership until the end of June, but after that I will not be continuing it for the next quarter. So for the next couple months I will still continue to pay this, but once the summer comes, that'll be down to $0. So that's saving me, just gonna round that up to 34, saving me $34 a month. Audible, I stopped that, $15. And then Prime, we're going to end our Prime membership probably in May. I'm ready to stop it now, but my partner just wants to finish watching the shows that he's already started. So hopefully we can stop it before the next payment comes. But it'll be ending, by the end of May, we will have no more payments for sure. So that's $10 saved. And then eating out, this time last year we were eating out 1 or 2 times a week. It was a lot. We were busy and lazy and didn't want to cook, and we're tired and overwhelmed, like most people these days, I'm sure. But we just don't have the luxury in our budget right now to afford eating out. So we're going to, go out once a month instead of multiple times a month. And if we don't have that money, then we don't go out. It's not a big deal, but that's what we're aiming for, is once a month for now. This month we did not go out at all. Next month we may not go out at all, but hopefully if we can stick to this 50, in theory we'll save around $200 a month by not eating out as much. And then same with groceries. We just kind of adjusted how we were grocery shopping. I started making bread at home instead of buying it. We started shopping according to what was on sale rather than just, I feel like eating whatever this week, let's go buy it. And whereas now we're looking at the flyers and seeing what's on sale and then figuring out our meal plan around what's on sale rather than what we feel like eating. Just trying to think, are we doing anything else for... That's basically all we've been doing for groceries is just, shopping when it's on sale. And same with household items, like I'm just trying to think of an example. Oh, like dish soap. The other day I bought dish soap. It was on sale, so I bought it when it was on sale, even though we don't need it yet. But then in a couple weeks when we run out, we'll have it, and I bought it on sale. So we saved a couple dollars by not going out and getting it that week when it's not on sale. So if we can keep a stockpile just a little bit ahead by buying things when they're on sale before we need them, then in theory we'll also be saving more money in the household items. So all of that together will be saving us around $200. Our old budget was $600 a month for groceries and household, and now we're aiming for $400 for groceries and household. So yeah, I'm curious to see how much all of this is added all up. So 85, just round that down to 11. Oops, I don't know what I did there. 11, 10, 34, 15, 200, and 200. So $665, like that's not bad. So yeah, $665 less per month than we had been spending this time last year, which is pretty encouraging actually. And it's not, when I look at this list, it's not really, it doesn't feel like that big of a sacrifice. Eating out is probably the one that feels like the biggest sacrifice. My husband will probably say Prime is the biggest sacrifice. But for me, it's eating out. The rest of these, I mean, it would be nice if we could maintain this once a week, but once every other week has been working out fine. And I think going forward, if we need to add in more support at some point, we'll reevaluate at that point. But right now, it's fine the way it is. That makes me feel a little bit better about this whole situation, just seeing that we have made movements in getting our expenses down. So that leaves, of course, us needing to increase our income. So that is going to be our next step. We'll have to sit down. I'll have to see if I can find some more freelance work. Maybe I can talk to my bosses to see if there's vacation coverage coming up for the summer that I could step in for. I'm sure there's lots of things that I haven't even thought of yet. So I'm just putting that intention out there that I am planning on bringing in more income, and I'm open to opportunities for more income. And yeah, hopefully I'll get some good ideas on what I can do. So I guess that is today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm feeling a little discouraged seeing that number, but knowing that we probably have this coming in makes me feel a little bit better. I think in my next video, I'll probably, if I'm brave enough, sit down and look at my debt all on one page and see what it is. I feel like I'm ready to look at it. You know, I had my head in the sand for a long time about finances in general. I know that it's a big number that we owe, but I'm feeling, for whatever reason, I'm feeling motivated lately, and like it's time to start taking action instead of just hiding away and hoping that it gets better. So yes, thank you for watching. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.